to American Textbook Reading. I'm Brian Sturck, and in this lesson, we're gonna talk about our Earth. Our Earth is the Earth we live in. So we'll write our here, and then we have Earth. Our Earth. So we write our Earth. That's the lesson for today. And the lesson in this book is actually maybe social studies and social studies 3 and lesson 14. That's the lesson we're going to talk about in this unit. So, as usual, let's start with the vocabulary section. So, the first word in the vocabulary section is a very difficult word. That word is called geography. Geography. Read it with me. Geography. Geography. It's very hard to pronounce geography, but let's see how you can pronounce it well. Oops. First, you need just like to pronounce geography. So G and then Geography. That's how you say it. But how you spell it is geography. Geography is the word that describes how, just like it describes how we study the surface. It describes how we study the surface. How we study the surface is called geography. Geography is how we study the surface of the earth. And as you know, our earth is the place we live in. Earth is the place we live in. It's a very important place to us, so we must protect it and keep it clean. We need to keep it clean in order to live in our earth, and also in order for us to live. Not just to protect the earth, but also to make us live, because we cannot live without the earth and cannot live in a bad environment. If there's no earth, then we have to live in space for a very long time. But most people that are poor do not have enough money to buy a spacesuit. So that's why we have to study the surface of the earth, and then we have to learn the earth, learn about the earth, and then we can learn more about it and learn why we have to keep it clean and keep it healthy. So that's what geography means. Geography, how you spell it when you want it's like how to pronounce it. If you want to pronounce it easily, you can just like GOOGRAFY. But if you know it already, you can just write PHY. That's how you spell geography. When you want to pronounce it, you write GOOGRAFY. That's how you spell it. But also to pronounce it, you write G here, geography, you write, and you want to pronounce it, you write G double O G R A F and finally Y. That's how you pronounce it when you want to say it. That's how you pronounce it when you want to say it. That's called geography. Geography. That's how you say it. Geography. Geography is actually just how we learn about the earth. That's how we learn about the earth. We learn about the earth as geography. Geography. So that's how you pronounce it. Geography. Geography. That's how you say it. Geography is actually the thing that you learn when just like you study Earth, the land. It's our land. No alien is allowed to come to our land. But specifically, no aliens. There are no aliens in outer space. Some people think there are aliens in outer space, but that's wrong. There are no aliens, even in other galaxies, just like the Whirlpool Galaxy and many other galaxies. But the most common type of galaxy that almost looks like a wheel, it's in a circle, that's called the Whirlpool Galaxy. Why is it called the Whirlpool? Whirlpool means big circle. So because the galaxy is very big and it looks like a wheel, so it's called the big circle or whirlpool. But the whirlpool in real life is very dangerous. It can suck in the sea, and then it will just like look like an underwater tornado, and then it spins in the water. It spins very hard, dragging ships to the bottom of the sea, or even sometimes monsters that really exist create them. So now let's move on with the next word. The next word the next word is actually two opposite words. The one that is really good and the one that is beside it. So now the first one is, as you know, the first one that is in a compass. Have you ever heard of a compass? A compass is like this. Here you have north, you have east, you have north, you have east, you have west, and you have south. So this is the way I am going, but for you will be north, south, east, west. Can you see it's opposite? So if like this is how the compasses are organized. This is north, this is west, and this is south, and up here is east. And this compass shows this is east. So, and this is east and this is west. And this is north and this is south. So, you can be the north and south on a magnet or north and south on the earth. There are two types of north and south, but we don't care about it. So, the first direction on the compass is called, actually it's very common, and it's called cardinal directions. What are cardinal directions? Cardinal directions are north, east, south, and west. This is a compass, a very big compass, and then this is north, east, south, west, north, east, south, west. So The Earth rotates north, just like west, east, west, east, west, east, west, east, or maybe not, because it doesn't go in like sphere, but it tilts north, southwest, northeast, southwest, northeast, southwest, northeast. That's how it rotates in the just like in the perfect way. It goes southwest. I mean southwest, northeast, southwest, northeast. So it's between south and west. So it's called southwest. And here it's between north and east. So it's called northeast, northeast, northeast. That's how you saw it. So that's what a compass that is small looks like, and this is how a big compass looks like. Isn't this big? We can see all the amazing things on a compass. Sometimes if you're rich, you can even buy a compass like this. So you draw a circle. You have a circle on here. This is north, and then it goes around and around and around north. This is east, this is west, and this is south. Northeast, southwest. So if you are rich, you can even buy this kind of it. This is actually, it looks like a sword inside here because it has a sword here, but it's not really a sword. It's just a fat point. It's very fat, and then it goes around it, and then you can see the time. It's not as fat as clock, but that compass is smaller. So now let's move on to the regions. What are the regions? The regions are the places where many things exist. It can be the polar region. Let me draw the polar region. Here's a house. Here's a house. This is the house. And then it's covered with snow and ice. And even ice crystals going down here. So this house is in the polar region. It's very cold outside, but it's very warm inside. It's cold. So this is the polar region. And we also have the desert region. The desert region is a region that has cactuses. Here are the cactuses, and here are their spiky spines. Cactuses have lots of spines because they don't want the plants or animals to eat the water or drink the water inside. Here contains all of the water that animals, such as some camels, like this, they want to drink the water. So the spines will protect the cactus from the camel. So that's the reason why cactuses have spines. And that's called the desert region. And there it is hot. It's hot. Now we have the mountain region. In the mountain region, there are mountains. Lots of amazing mountains. There can be Mount Everest, just as the tallest mountain in the world. Or if you're on Mars, you can even see Olympus Mons, the tallest volcano in the solar system. It's the tallest volcano. It's called Olympus Olympus Mons. Or you can just say Mons the volcano for short. But you can also see Mons for short. So you can write Olympus Mons or Mons the volcano. So because they have the same meaning, because here we have Mons Olympus or Olympus Mons, and here we have Mons Olympus, we have one letter Mons, and we also have Olympus Mons, the second letter Mons. So that's why we can also say Mons the volcano. And as you know, the place where it's located is in Mars, the tallest volcano in the world. But Mount Everest is the tallest volcano on Earth. I mean, the tallest mountain on Earth. Or the most dangerous mountain on Earth is a mountain that looks like this. It has a tippy top. Here, this is the tippy top. Do you know why I left it? Then we're gonna draw a crack here. And then we'll draw a crack here, the remaining parts, and then we'll draw this again. So do you know why I left it and then drew a crack? It's like a speeding volcano. It's an extinct volcano that just bursts one out. It bursts fire, and it also bursts rocks out of the piece that it just fall down. This is the piece that just fall down, and then it crushed a town. It crushed a large town under the volcano because they thought it was extinct, and then built their town under the volcano. But then they thought it wasn't extinct. So it crashed houses. Killing many people. There, they killed many people that are hiding in the houses. So it killed many people because of this huge rock and the rocks that are blasting out of the volcano. They're blasting out of the volcano in a big, crazy island like this. There, let me try. So it gets loaded into a big, crazy island, and then some even splashed into the sea. So that's also one of the tallest and most dangerous volcanoes or mountains, as I say, in the world. So now that's all the regions, but the last most important region is tropical region. What is the tropical region? As you know, the tropical region has lots of trees. There it has lots of trees. There it has lots of trees. It's like this. Here the trees can be looking like this. There, I'm telling you, I'm not a very good artist, as I say. There, that's the tree. So this is the tree in the tropical region. There are lots of trees in the tropical region. So I'm just drawing in cartoon. There are lots of trees in the tropical region. You cannot even count it, even though the trees are small or the trees are big. Some trees cover each other. Some can be seeds, so you can't even see them, like these seeds, very big seeds. I just shooted them big because I don't want you to see them, because each seed is just a dot like this. Each seed is just a dot like this, but I want you to see it, so I make it bigger. The seeds grow in there, and then trees sprout, and then trees' leaves go out. So that's what all the regions are. All the regions are the regions that we face, and then those regions can be fun or those regions can be harmful. Just like the mountains that I just told you. Mons Olympus or Olympus Mons is now already extinct because that volcano, it exploded in 1984, which was very dangerous. And astronauts had gone there at the date of 1984 and the date of August 23rd, they could have been broken apart. Ow, ow, ow! They could be broken apart by the volcano's ash. The volcano's ash exploded into the sea. It exploded into the sea. And some meters even fall from high places. And then they splash into the sea. They splash, creating a big splash. Some even made a huge storm that ran around the earth. It ran around the earth as fast as a volcano or an eruption could. It ran very fast, faster even than a racing car. Very amazing. It's very amazing to learn that because regions are awesome. Regions are very awesome because those regions are super cool. And those regions can be, as you know, tropical regions, desert regions, mountain regions, polar regions, and also blah, blah, blah. So, I'm just saying some truth, some not. So, now let's do some questions. The first question is, how many regions does Earth have? As you know, there are 4. But first I'm going to tell you. A is 4, B is 5, C is 8, and D is still behind the computer. So there. So here, these are the regions. The regions that we had faced. So now, as you know, the region that we are looking for is region 4. That's region 4 because 4 is the region that we've been talking about. There are the mountain region, the polar region, the tropical region, the desert region, and blah blah. So now, those are the regions. So now we chose 4 is the correct answer. So let me raise the question. The question is pretty hard now because we're gonna talk about many things in this lesson, but it's gonna be short. So now let's start with the second question, and then we'll take a short break and come back and we'll do the speaking section. So now let's do the second question. It's the second question. The second question is about, you need to write the correct answer. Polar region, there, let me see. Tropical region, desert region. So polar region, B, tropical region, and desert region. So what is the B? So you have some answers. First, sand region. Sand region. Sand region is A. B is dust region. Dust region. And C is mountain region. Mountain region. And finally, as you know, C, and then D. What do you think D is? It's the answer. So, as you chose, it can't be sand region or dust region. Sand region and dust region are both the desert region. So that's why you chose the mountain region. So now, after that, let me erase it. Now, let's take a short break and come back and we'll do the speaking. So, action! So, now, let's do the speaking section. Our speaking section is about our Earth. So now I'll give you some hints. Our Earth has many regions. So it has many regions. Those regions have different climates. They have different climates. They have different land changings. And they have different just like places that are just like hot. They're hot, or they can be cold. They can be cold. So those are some regions that are in the speaking section. So now let's continue with the speaking section. Earth has many more regions. Regions on Earth can be, as you know, mountain regions, polar regions, tropical regions, and desert regions. Earth also has some climates. Those climates change every time you travel in the intermediate directions or the directions that are opposite to the intermediate directions. And those directions, every time you travel in those directions, here, north, northeast, southwest. If I travel east, I travel west, I travel north, or I travel south, then some weather climate will change. Or if I travel northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest, or northeast. So if I travel in those directions, then I'm gonna see different kinds of climate changes as I go far. But I'm going near. I'm going 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps, 4 steps. So that's why the climate doesn't change. If it's raining here, then I go 5 steps, it's still raining. If I go 5 steps to the right, it will be still raining. If we go 5 steps to the left, it's still raining. If we go 5 steps to the northeast, the northwest, the east, the east and the west, or even the west-east, then the climate will still not change. I have to go kilometers, meters, kilograms, meters, centimeters, millimeters, and all the meters. I have to go really, 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 really far. Then the climate will change. Because those climates, let's change a very long time. Because imagine, the sun heats up the water for 10 hours, then the clouds get heavier for 10 hours, and then the clouds rain for 20 hours. So let's count them. Actually, it has 40 hours. So as you travel 40 hours, then after 40 hours, you can see that the weather starts changing. So that's how it goes. So now let's do the speaking 16 questions. There's only one question because I'm getting you to wrap it up because I know you are tired because I'm speaking too loudly and so fast. So now the last speaking 16 question is so the last weekend questions is Earth does not have a changing climate. True or false? As you know, it is false. Earth can change its climate. As I told you, if you go 40 meters or 40 kilometers, then you will see that the climate will change from raining to sunny, or to sunny to rainy, or from rainy to cloudy, or from cloudy to sunny. So that's how it changes every 40 hours. So now let's wrap it up with this lesson. So I hope you like this lesson and see you next time. Take care, everybody. See you next lesson. Take care.